Hey everyone, it's Patrick Bogat. I know I've been away for a while due to a lot of circumstances within my life that I need to adjust. But I just want to give you a little heads up, an update that I'm not dead, that there's still plenty of stuff to come. I'm actually going to do more videos, obviously. Um, I was going to show you guys some occult books. I'm going to make a separate video for that. And a lot of other stuff that is quite satanic and, you know, keep you updated on what's going on in my life. But with this particular video, I thought that we would talk about how are you faring with your demonic friends, your guardians, your patriarchs, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And what I mean by that is this. When you look at Satan, look at Beelzebub, Lilith, whomever it is that you're working with, right? Do you see them as your friend? Do you see them as someone who is a ride or die individual that would take you to the fucking promised land, so to speak, or that oasis, and they are going to better you through thick and thin? Whatever bullshit you go through, they're with you. Whatever problems that you're going with or you're having right now, they're going to be with you anyway. Do you have a particular demon that could do that? Perhaps. Perhaps not. Perhaps you're the individual that works with these particular beings, these dark divine, and it's a 3-month path working. And then, as long as you get what you want, they get what they want, and then, they're on their way, and then you're on your way, and, you know. But with someone like me, I have a lifelong pact with Satan and 5 other patrons. And I was thinking about to myself, with all the years, little under 10 years that I've worked with Satan, how endearing he is to me through the thick and thin. I remember through the worst case scenario of my life, what I like to call it is the great severity, which is the ultimate darkness. Something that you would never think your roomie, if you will, your homie, your bro, your main bitch, if you will never fucking do to you. But this endearing individual that I call my person, the center of my universe, did the unthinkable. And at the end of this video, and you see how I progressively make these points, you're going to determine for yourself if you still want to continue working with your spirits or not. Hopefully it's not contingent on this video, but if it is, then hopefully I helped you to make a better decision. And what I mean by that is, by going over the points of this video, I was helped to see that throughout my life, I've been with Satan. Hold on for 1 second. Let me get my statue. Hold on. Yeah, as I throughout my life, I've been with Satan, and it's been a pretty rough road. But if it wasn't, then most likely I wouldn't be where I'm at. I would still be on level 1, if you will. But I'm happy for all the challenges that I was actually able to go through in my life with Satan, because when I realized that Satan didn't necessarily lie to me, I mean, he did, but then at the same time, he didn't. And I know I talk about this many times in my other videos. You can check that out. But it's one of those things where if you don't understand what that means, he didn't maliciously lie to me. It was still a lie, because obviously it was the opposite of what I expected. But it still led me to a truth. And ironic as that is, it made a lot of sense to me, because when I thought about what Satan has done to me, which I call the great severity, and he helped me to appreciate, put all cards on the table, all chips, and helped me to appreciate a lot of why he did what he did, I was flabbergasted. His teaching ability was good, and how he was directing me to go to certain websites to learn about certain techniques that he used against me. I said to myself that I had a lot of growing, because throughout my life, the majority of my life, I've seen the world through rosary red glasses. And Satan helped me to get me out of that, even if he had to kick shit out of me. Question: would your main bitch do that to you? Would your person, the person in your life, do that to you? Think about that. Because at the time I didn't like it, but looking back at that, and I can only speak for myself, is that I'm grateful that it happened to me, because when that did happen, of course I didn't like it. But I noticed that, ironic as it is, it helped me not to see the world in that way, because I was so full of faith, so full of hope, but my confidence level had to be cut in half, because as the saying is, or how the saying goes, is that in order for you to love someone, well, you have to love less, because you're loved best in that way. In other words, your confidence level is cut in half, your love is cut in half, and you're able to make room for growth. So you're not putting that person on a pedestal. You're not saying, oh, they'll never do that. I mean, of course, there's things that you don't expect them to fucking do, you don't want them to do. But if Satan had not did what he did, I wouldn't be where I'm at. It's something to think about. Because ironic as it is, I had to go through that to not to see the world in a lovey-dovey way, in a whatever way you want to see it, because I had to go through that. It took time for me not to so much to convince myself, because when I think about someone or deprogramming themselves, I don't see them doing it right away, like myself. Sometimes you do, sometimes it takes a lot longer, because it needs to take that much time in order for you to deprogram yourself, because these are things that are ingrained in you, it's a part of who you are. Like myself, when I taken off those, those red rosary colored glasses, it was a good thing, because I applied that in all my life, and I said to myself, how is it that I could apply that to the rest of my life? So in other words, it wasn't just within my craft and my relationship with Satan, but through my life experiences, Satan helped me to appreciate that if he is the closest thing to me, and he was able to do that to me, it helped me not to trust other individuals, ironic as it is. And I wanted to share that with you, because that gnosis for me was very strong. Just think about it. What if your guardian demon did that to you? Would you still remain? Something for you to ask yourself. But I know for myself, going through that, it made me who I am today. Did I like it? Of course not. Did I want it to leave? Of course I wanted to leave. I wanted to quit. It was, of course, an ultimate darkness, because it had cut me and scarred me physically. It scarred me physically and astrally. That would never leave. That makes it very unique and very personal. But Satan was willing to do that in order for me to better myself. It's one of those situations where it's like your best friend had to tell you a hard truth about the person you're dating. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm getting at. You're not going to like what they said. They probably went to that other person, told them to get the fuck out your life, and you may resent that. And that's something that you will not tolerate in your friendship. And you wanted to end the relationship right there with your friend. But just like Satan, that friend of yours did that, but you started to find out that throughout time, the truth starts to reveal itself. That friend was obviously doing it to help you, and the shit that your supposed lover was doing wasn't in your best interest at all. So you take back a lot of bullshit that you said about your best friend, and you understand that though what they did was wrong, because the impact will be the same if you think about it. Because if they did that and their intentions was good or their intentions were bad, it doesn't change the impact or the effect. Because if you're hurt by it, then you're hurt, right? So it's just that you just hurt a little bit less than it being malicious. But I was able to look back at Satan, and I looked at him, and I thanked him for that. I didn't like the fact that it happened, and it will always stick with me for the rest of my life. And I know I have much more to go through in life, because that's just how life is. We don't think like that's going to be the one and only time. We want it to be the one and only time, and it may be. And there may be other instances in our lives that will be quite similar, but that one takes the cake. That one is quite unique. It scarred me. I learned from it. I needed that scar, in other words. And I wanted to know if you friends are going through the same thing, or you had, and they done your spirit guide or your guardian demon or whatever it is that you want to call them, they done something to you to teach you something about yourself, to either to evolve, to take away something, or whatever have you. But it's really to your betterment. No wonder now when I look at things of my craft and I apply it in my life, I benefit, and I thank Satan for that. And I hopefully feel that you friends could connect and you could say the same thing, because Satan and the demons, their job is really to teach you. They want to teach you. You understand? They want to teach you. They don't. It's not a business of just giving you things. You want to learn. And once you learn about these things, I guarantee you that if your heart is in the right place and you're willing to be aware of the answers and let it come through, and not allow the destruction of it to, just act like a wave, a tidal wave, a tsunami, and then knock you the fuck out. But you stand strong and you allow them to teach you, you're going to benefit, my friends. I guarantee you. Okay? So with that, I want to see what you want to say with the comments down below. Please do so. And I'm off to do my own personal bullshit. But I love you all, alright, guys? I love you all. Do know that satanic love goes both ways. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. Smash the like button. There's a bell icon. Click it, because I have other videos that I want to share. And as always, peace and mote it be. Hail Satan.